PPR only 44 days away, but before we can get into the present, today we're looking towards the future. AYF Football and Cheer is looking for a few good men and women. The league starts in just a couple of weeks, so now's the time to sign up your little boy or girl for a chance to play or cheer. There are more than 20 teams, so check out the websites to find the one that is nearest you. For more information, SDYFC.org. And to talk more about it, we have two very special guests. First, head coach of the Claremont Hawks 12 and under team, Jorge Reyes. And second, a man you may recognize for having worn a Charger jersey for 9 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Linebacker Stephen Cooper, who is now an AYF coach for the Balboa Raiders, and will also be an assistant coach for the San Diego Cavers, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it.
What do mom and dad need to know about youth football and in your particular teams specifically?
The main thing is just knowing that we're taking their kids' safety as the #1 priority, taking ourselves and taking the opportunity to better our knowledge of how to keep them safe through USA Football Heads Up, the new tackling techniques, all the different rules that are helping the kids stay safe.
Everyone knows the name Pop Warner. How do your leagues differ?
Just by weight. We're unlimited and Pop Warner's weighted. We play with exactly our age base, and we're just trying to make sure we have a safe game.
You played the game at the highest level. Now you're working with kids at the entry level. A little culture shock, I would assume, for you.
Oh, yes, it is, but it's fun. Just seeing them smiles on them kids' faces, it makes my day, and we just want to have as much fun as possible.
I was wondering if you guys could react to something. Just 2 days ago, I had a good friend of mine from Wisconsin. His name is Larry McCarron. He played for the Green Bay Packers for 12 years, two-time Pro Bowler, played offensive line, and we were asking about the safety of the game. He had something interesting to say. We're going to play the soundbite. You react to it.
I think you have to be just as careful about legislating the violence out of the game. I think it's one of the attractions. It's at the essence of the sport, and so you're riding a fine line.
So, do you agree with that? I mean, can
100%. I think Coach Jackson talks something to the kids every Friday night. Walk that line. Don't cross the line, but walk right on the verge of crossing it, you know, as you're playing physically, emotionally, and everything.
And yet you feel the political pressure to make the game safer and safer and safer. Some would argue, I think Larry would argue, that almost at the expense of the game.
Yeah, it's hard with social media and everybody getting as much knowledge they are with concussions and head injuries, but us youth coaches and high school coaches are doing our best to make sure we're showing these people heads-up football and just showing smart fundamental teachings.
So all the kids that are stud billy goats on the youth teams, are they destined to be stud billy goats when they come play for you at Madison High?
You know, for most of the time they do. You know what I mean? You got kids that go in the youth level from guys like C.J. Verdell, who played at East Lake Panthers, moved on to Mater Dei, and you know he's now at Oregon. So he was always a good player who just continued to work hard. And
you ever get surprised?
There's some surprises. You know, there's some surprises throughout the year. You know. Guys like, you know, Brandon Lewis, who played for me at the youth level, who was always smaller, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then went to the high school and just dominated, and now he's going to a D1 school. So it was a pleasure to see that happen.
That's got to make you feel really, really good.
Yep.
Stephen, it's expensive. So I mean, football's an expensive sport. A lot of gear. $300 is the price to get started.
Roughly about $300, $350.
Well, what about the kids? Not every kid, his family has $300. What do you do that?
There's a bunch of different assistant programs. I know Chelsea Lake is one of the assistant programs, and also working with the social workers throughout certain families. But also, I know a lot of the youth organizations. We try to do a lot of fundraising at Petco and just try to help these families as much as possible. Safe
to say, anybody who wants to play, you'll find a way to get them in?
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty cool. It's becoming the wild, wild west at the high school level, where kids living in the South Bay are playing for Madison High and all over. It's just hard to restrict. Is it the same deal at the youth level where there's competition to get kids to play in your program?
I think, you know, with that is you just tell the parents, I say, you're paying for the kids, so you can't get mad about it. You know, they're paying $300. I think a parent should be able to spend their money wherever they feel is necessary. We do encourage them playing in their community. You know, playing in their community, building their community, like the Claremont Hawks, who end up coming to Madison from the time they're young.
But is that the days of kids growing up in the same neighborhood, playing for the same high school? Is that a pipe dream now? Is that over?
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's over. You got a lot of examples in different schools that continue to have success with kids from their community and from within, you know, so it's just coaches putting in the hard work. That's what makes the difference.
You're going to be spending the weekend back at the Q, right?
Yes, sir.
Part of the Holiday Bowl youth?
Yes, sir. The Holiday Bowl is putting on a free camp this weekend at Qualcomm from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., hosted by Fast Play with Lionel Hamilton from SDSU. So we're just trying to give back to the community. A lot of NFL former players are getting out there, and we're just trying to make sure they have fun.
What's going to be like walking? It's going to be like walking into a old West ghost town, right? They're all going to be tumbling.
Them feelings are long gone. Great memories there, but at the same time, we moved on to bigger, better things at the youth level.
What's been with the team moving out of town, what has been the general reaction with guys that you've talked to from your era, maybe some of the new guys? Is there...
A lot of people are disappointed, but at the same time, we all understand it's a business. We just wanted to see San Diego grow, and we feel like if we do get another stadium here, we can get a Super Bowl here every 5 years and generate money for the people here in San Diego.
Well, so when the alumni weekend calls up in LA, are you going to make that ride?
We'll see what happens. Right now, I don't think it's going to happen, but if my schedule open, we'll see.
All right. Coach, you know, I hear the Madison Warhawks are always pretty good football. You don't rebuild, you reload. How good are the Warhawks going to be?
We're going to be just fine. We're going to be a young team, you know, but we have some key guys up front and you know, at key positions to help us out. So,
have you heard about this Helix charter school?
A little bit here and there.
Everyone's saying they're going to be really, really good.
Oh, they're always good. I mean, you can go back 20 years and they're still good. So, I mean, they're going to continue to dominate. I mean, it's one of the historic programs in San Diego.
So, if you do, actually, it'll be a good thing if you play them because
we want to play them.
Yeah, because it'll mean both of you had good years.
We want to play the good competition.
All right, so we're going to throw the graphic up again a little bit, and let's just, guys, each one of you give your best recruiting pitch. Why should folks, in this era of keep juniors safe, why should they get involved in football?
I think it's a safe sport. I think they got to come out there and give the kids a chance, let them try different sports, not just football, all kinds of sports. And there's a lot of different youth clubs around San Diego for that. And I think keeping kids active will make sure they're ensured to grow and be successful adults.
You know, I wonder if you guys would kind of pick up where I'm going to take this conversation a little bit. Football's a risky thing, but so life is risky. Every time you get in the car, does football, the lessons of football, make up for the risk of football?
I mean, I think they do. I mean, I only played high school football, and I happen to play for Coach Jackson, and some of the things I live by now are stuff that he taught me. So I continue to try to instill those same values into our kids, you know, respect and, you know, giving back to the community and making sure that they help out. So,
discipline, leadership, teamwork, work ethic, a lot of different things go into the game of football, and hopefully they can take them on with them when they become young men.
Gentlemen, we wish you well. We look forward to seeing you on the sidelines at San Diego High.
Thank you.
Working for Coach James.